Cool. Let's see if let's transfer host to you. Make host, change host. Hopefully Dula will show up. Game's about to start, right? I'm sorry about that whole thing.
It's still like 10 minutes now.
Okay, I better go to the court and start recording.
Yep.
Around. Sorry. I'm now going to mute you here in the mute my.
Okay. Today is the 5th of August. Would be nice if I could get the game stream working. There we go. Preview, watch. Okay, I think we're live on YouTube. Sorry about the way to set up because I am struggling to navigate NBA.com League Pass. But so yeah, today is, oh wait, I still have to log in. Okay. Preseason game, Warriors Heat. I mean, we have a lot of young players starting today, and that should be exciting. I just got news checking Twitter right now that Eric Pascal was traded to the Jazz, where he'll be playing with his good friend Donovan Mitchell. Excited for him, but I'm sad to see him go because, you know, I liked him. He's a good player for us as well, and it's still not letting me sign in. Okay. Come on, come on. Okay, we'll begin shortly. Okay. Is there anything? Yeah, I'm not too sure yet about the motivations behind the trade. I understand it was a second round pick for Pascal. He was still on his rookie contract, so I don't think it's financial. If anything, it should have been related to fit, maybe. Because I mean, he did well on coming off the unit, but when he had he did well when he had the ball, but the thing is he had to have the ball to perform. And well, you know, maybe it's something to do with our system moving forward. I don't think Eric Pascal would be worth a second worth a first round pick. Like that seems quite a lot. Hey
everybody.
Hi. Today we're joined by like what should I call you?
Dulo.
Dulo? Yeah, today we're joined by Dulo.
Yeah, getting my stuff. Dulo twist. I'm getting my stuff set up right now.
Yeah.
Going with you guys.
The game. Who asked this? D Lai asked. Nope, that's not him. Oh, Kinley asked what time is the game. The game actually should start in around 5 minutes or so, unless I've converted the time zones wrong because I'm in Melbourne and I don't get a US time. Keep reading chat. Rich is at the stadium, I'm led to believe, so he will only be joining us live very infrequently because he's just simply not allowed to live stream from the stadium. Get chat up.
So Jeff, you said you're in in Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. I'm a Kiwi, like New Zealander who's studying here.
Oh wow, fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm all-
I saw your draft breakdowns on Let's Go Warriors, and they were really good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a long time hoops fan and love scouting young prospects, and hopefully the Warriors got a couple good ones, and I guess tonight we'll really see their first piece of action. So I'm super
Yeah.
excited to see Kuminga, and just if some of the lessons from the G League carried over.
Yeah.
I want to see his shot selection and just really just how that jumper looks. So I'm super excited.
Okay, we have people answering other people's questions in chat. Thank you. Let's see what else there is. All right, Kenny, my bad. It is summer league, not preseason. There is a difference, although it is pre of the season, but that's besides the point. Oh, okay. Apparently, Eric Pascal was a 2026 draft pick. So, wow,
Top 42 protected in 2026. It's the pick
that's
that Memphis owned. That Memphis owed Utah, which they've now given to us.
okay. So a little bit of hot potato there with that.
Right. It looks like a salary dump. I mean,
It wasn't Pascal already on vets minimum?
yes, but when you think of, but it's not just the salary, it's also the repeater. It's the luxury tax, but also the repeater portion of the luxury tax. So um I believe it's amplified by like 6. So that I think that his $2 million were like $12 million.
I read somewhere that Looney and one other player together were costing the Warriors like $30 million in tax, even though their salaries were like 8 together.
Yes, that is correct. It's about, from my understanding, it's about a 6-time amplification. So
Wow.
it's making approximately $5 million, costing $30 in luxury, or 30 million in luxury, or something like that. So I understand where Lacob is kind of trying to shave down cost as he can.
Not, yeah.
It's tough because it's not my money, so I don't care. But I understand, wanting to shave 40, 50, 60, 20 million off if you don't have to pay that. So that's why I don't see Oubre coming back, because you pay him 20 million, you're paying like 120 million in salary for him extra. So I don't see that happening. Uh, Particularly when we already have um, the pieces they brought in. Bielitsa, who's going to play a lot of 4 and maybe some 5, and Otto Porter, who's definitely going to play a lot of 3 and 4. It's like, well, what are you doing with Oubre?
Yeah.
Clearly can't be a 2 guard. I mean, I'm over here in Washington D.C. I saw Oubre as a first, second, third year in the league with the I was about to say the Bullets, but the Washington Wizards, And he's a fantastic athlete, but dribbling, passing, those are just not. He's not a guard. He's not even really a wing forward. I think he's like more of an undersized four, which is what Kerr actually started playing him at towards the end of
Yeah.
last year. It's like, okay, this guy's a great athlete. Everything that you would look for in like a prototypical three, 7 foot wingspan, the quickness, the physical strength, the toughness, but he can't handle, he can't create for himself, can't create for others. Um, yeah, it's just tough. He's really a big in a smaller player's body. So I don't see where he fits in the roster, and JTA's already passed him as you saw last year. So you're talking about, are you going to play over? Are you going to play over Wiggins? Are you going to play over Draymond Green? Obviously, that's a no. But now, are you even going to play over Otto Porter? Are you going to play over JTA? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, because you have to think about how entering the playoffs we ended up with that 8-man rotation.
Yes, yes.
So the rotation's getting short as well. I think Kerr likes to have that consistency like that as well.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I do think Oubre is an NBA player, absolutely. I just don't think he's a $20 million player.
Yep.
And I think every free agency, there's usually 2 or 3 guys that I think their agents just screw them over by asking for a crap ton of money. And the market is not there for them, because look at Laurie Marketing up in Chicago.
Yep.
From everything that I read, I actually liked him as a player. I've liked him, since before he came into the league. He was just like, I thought it was going to be a really good prospect. But he apparently asked for a crap ton of money. The Schroeder kid out on the Lakers asked for a ton of money. Dennis Schroeder.
Yep.
And I think he was saying he wanted, he turned down, I believe, 20 million a year, and he wanted more. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's a huge financial mistake.
That's asking a lot of money from a team that doesn't have a lot of money to give.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember a couple of years ago, but man, he was looking at getting 20 plus per year if he had taken the initial contract that was offered to him. So I feel sad when some of these guys get gassed up by their agents and think they're actually worth more than they are. And unfortunately, that's what looks like the case with Kelly Oubre. If you listen to all of his interviews, he's sounding like he's getting ready for this massive payday and also a starting position. And now look, I think OKC and maybe Memphis, or there's only like 3 or 4 teams that have any money left. Like
the fact that he hasn't been signed yet, and a lot of like his type of role players have been signed so far, is not a good sign for him.
It's not. So, you can't price yourself out of the market with these aggressive offers or the aggressive stance where it's like, I need 20 million, I need 15. It's like now you're looking at mid-level. I think the mid-level is around 9.9 million, and I think for taxpayer mid-level is about 5.9, which is what the Warriors can offer. I mean, they could resign it, but that's the other team. The mid-level is kind of what he's going to get now at this point. So, and I think he made 14 last year, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be sad to get a 40% salary decrease.
Yeah.
When you finally hit unrestricted free agency, that's the opposite of how it's supposed to go.
It's also really bad timing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, yeah, the money's all, absorbed. So I'm wondering what he's going to do. I think it's going to be a 1 year, prove it kind of deal, or sign and trade to get somewhere. Yeah, I feel bad because Oubre always plays hard. Ever since he came out of Kansas, and came to the Wizards, he always plays hard. It's not necessarily smart or anything, but he does play hard. And you want those kind of guys. You want tough, athletic guys on your team. Probably a 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th kind of men kind of people. But he's not going to get the big bag I think that he thought he was going to get, as evidenced by some of his interviews leading up to free agency.
Okay, I have the game at tip-off right now.
Excellent.
If you want to sync up, I can pause at 9:45. And that applies to chat as well, if you guys want to time everything as well. Just let me know when you get there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a hazard dealing with all the different streams, the latencies, the fact that there's a delay to YouTube Live as well.
Yeah. Yeah. The latency. I'm already. I'm at the 9 minute and 34 mark.
Okay, I can skip forward. There we go. Kenley, can I watch the game on YouTube TV? I have no idea because our streaming rights here in Australia completely different to the ones in the States or wherever you might be from. I think someone in chat should be able to help you. I believe someone said ESPNU. Yeah, ESPNU earlier on. So we had a turnover and an air ball for Kuminga to start. It is his first game, so should see him heat up a bit, warm up, get used to the game. There we go. There's that air ball.
I see Moses Moody's got the headband rocking.
I need to make my stream bigger.
So Moses, Jeff, I don't know what part. I'm at 8:40 on my feed, and
I just saw Moses Moody draw the foul.
yeah, and I think as Warriors fans, we're gonna have to get used to. He doesn't have a lot of explosion, so he can get to the rim, but finishing is going to be so tough for him. But the good thing is he's very physical and he is willing to just get get pummeled and get to the line, but he's not finishing above the rim as you saw on that last one. But at least he hit some of he got to the free throw line. So
Makes both free throws. Nice to see.
nice Euro step by Kuminga.
Yep.
It's interesting. They let Kuminga bring that ball all the way up.
Yeah, we want to see more of that from Kuminga. Get aggressive.
Right. And it's actually, yeah, that is a vast need on the roster of basically a guy who can get his own shot. So I hope Kuminga is that guy because right now it's just obviously Steph and Jordan Poole. So if we can have a third and a fourth guy who can actually do that, that would be fantastic to balance out the offense.
There we go. Moody just made a three. And we're up 3. Heat missed another shot. And the fast break. Moody into Robinson with a 3 who misses. Let's see what type of plays they're on here. Wow, Kuminga just having his way right now inside. They try to run a little two-man action there with Kuminga and Moody there. Oh,
Oh, there we go.
just threw the ball away there. And Garrett gets the free throws.
So the current lineup in the game for the Warriors right now doesn't have a lot of ball handling. Gary Payton, Justinian Jessup. These are not guys you want really handling the ball. So I think that's going to explain some of the sloppy, not even getting the ball past half court kind of stuff
Yep.
that's going on. Oh, there we go. Just right on cue. Now they're putting in an actual point guard.
Yep.
So that should be fantastic. And I actually thought number 40 on the screen, Ja'Cory McLaughlin, I thought he played very well in the last game, and the team seemed to calm down once he started getting the ball in his hands, even though he was playing against Davion Mitchell, who was clearly the best player in on both teams last night.
That was a good shot from the Heat there. I want to see Jessup be a bit more active with nicer hands because I've seen him play in the NBL and he looks much better in the NBL than he does right now.
Ooh, Kuminga with a hardcore air ball. I don't
Yeah.
even think it hit the net.
That's two already.
Jeez. Okay. But it was a good setup by McLaughlin.
Yep.
You know, with a better shooter, that's an assist, an easy make. So it was the right read from the point guard. It's just the wing player. He had his feet set, but that was a wild.
You can always practice your shots going in, but getting to the right spot is much harder.
Right. Right. So Jeff, let me ask this: when you saw Justinian Jessup playing in the NBL, was he ever? I only saw highlights and a couple of YouTube games, but were they putting ball pressure on him whenever he was handling the ball?
I wouldn't say significant amounts because he was still a rookie. So especially at the early half of the season, teams would just kind of let him just try to do do his thing. And to be fair, he did not shoot that great, but he did have a knack at getting himself in the right spots at the right time. And I think that was the main takeaway of it. He also decent ball handling, not the best, but he knew he didn't just pass out when he got panicked. He was able to just calm down and pace his time out. So I haven't seen that yet from him in either of these two games yet. He wasn't that bad at turning the ball over, and he was pretty disciplined on defense. He wasn't I'd say he was a good all-round rookie player. Because yeah. I don't really know how much more to say it because NBL gameplay is much different to NBA, which I'm also I'm actually more used to watching.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like he's at least in the first preseason or the first summer league game. He definitely plays hard. I just wonder about the lateral mobility and NBA caliber athletes. I mean, some of those guards. I believe it's Coleman and Davion Mitchell last night. They were just going right by him. And I understand those are small guards and they go by a lot of people, but it's gonna be tough for him to play the 2 guard or the 3 spot. Not having the lateral quickness or great length. Defensively, I don't know if teams would automatically hunt him, look and try to switch and get matchups on him every time if he played any
Yep.
significant minutes in a real NBA game.
Yeah, so Justinian Jessup in the NBL is much more passive than he was in the last game, because you mentioned about how he seemed to go really hard, but sometimes it feels like he's like a bit overplaying it. It's like sometimes you can tell when some players try to like exerting extra amount of efforts, but not necessarily in the way they would normally play, and he didn't look that comfortable.
Right.
It looked like him the beginning of last season in the NBL. Just think he just needs to get used to the environment and the physicality.
Right. And that's what I was very encouraged actually by how hard he plays.
Yep.
And I was encouraged by the second half where he came out and actually hit some shots, but he didn't shy away, even though I believe he started 0 for 6 and 0
Yep.
for 4 from 3. And he billed as, as a Duncan Robinson type of player. So I was excited to see him hit some shots and just play with confidence because I mean, the little bit I saw of him in the NBL, he seemed like a pretty solid player, and I think he just needs to get acclimated to the speed of, summer league level talent.
Yeah, exactly. Back to the game. Warriors down 3. But we have McLaughlin in the corner. Kicks it out to Jessup. Jessup misses. We grab the rebound to McLaughlin, who hits the 3. That was good hustle on the offensive board there from Dalton.
I think McLaughlin is a definite candidate for a 2-way contract. I think it's going to be Nico Mannion and Ja'Cory McLaughlin kind of fighting it out for one, because I believe they have to use one of these 2 ways. It's got to be on a point guard.
Yep.
Because the Warriors don't have a lot of ball handlers, so you can
No.
get one of these guys and kind of. And I believe with the new NBA rule changes, the 2-way guys are eligible for like the regular season and the postseason.
Yep. They updated that midway through last season.
Yep.
Remember having to do a lot of explaining because that's when JTA's contract stuff was coming in and out. That's a travel there.
One of the hard things about summer league is, I think it's very difficult for bigs because it's just if there's so many guards and a lot of these guards, this is their shot to make the league. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not looking to do post entry passes and get bigs involved. So it's always interesting. I don't think you'll see Salim, the center for the Warriors. I don't think he'll get many touches in the paint this game with all these guards trying to make a name for themselves and make some highlight plays.
Oof, that's a little bump. Yeah, like I think the only chances for Sen is if they play like Yurtseven right now. Because he's
Right.
like Yurtseven on the Heat, he's kind of like taking charge of the offense. And if you don't do that, you're not going to get many touches, as you said.
Yeah. And he's also more of a stretch big also.
Yep.
So he'll jump threes and shoot mid range. Like a classic low post center is really not going to get any touches in the summer league kind of game.
Wow, good handoff there.
Oh, great pass. McLaughlin got penetrated the paint. Got a great pass off to Dalton for an assist.
Defensive pressure right now is actually looking pretty good. That's forced the Heat into 2 turnovers and back-to-back possessions. Whitney with a 3. Oof, that's off. And foot was way all over the line as well.
Ooh, okay. Look, I found a book behind you, so you caught that
I'll
air ball.
pause. Yeah, I'll pause for like
Oh, geez, yeah. At least
around
I
5
could
seconds.
the big miss once you said that. About 3 seconds later, I saw the air ball. Yeah, that was bad. But Khalil Whitney is definitely not a shooter. I mean, we saw him at Kentucky. Um, yeah, he's a really raw athlete. Ooh, he just got put in the basket.
Yeah,
Jeez.
they got the mismatch and
Yeah.
exploited it very quickly. Not a smart idea to go against the biggest guy on the floor.
Oh, back-to-back plays.
Wow.
Former Georgetown Hoya, Turkish big man. The Miami Heat, yeah. They got to call timeout. And
Just a defensive breakdown there.
yeah, they got to get a big in the game. I mean, Khalil Whitney is essentially the body size of like a small forward. And
Yeah.
he's got to be giving up 40 pounds and 4 or 5 inches. I also am interested to see how Shekel plays. The shooting guard from San Diego State.
Yeah.
He hit a couple of shots last night, and more than a couple shots. But I mean, the stroke looked really pure. And he was a little bit overshadowed. I feel that San Diego State team that he played on the last 2 or 3 years. They had Malachi Flynn, a draft pick for the Toronto Raptors. They had Mike Mitchell, who was a priority free agent. They had some NBA guys, so he kind of played a complementary role. But if he can continue that complementary role of playing really scrappy defense and hitting open shots from all over the arc, he may have a shot. He may have a legitimate shot.
Yes. Especially since he's like a 4-year player, college player. Having that extra experience might actually be really helpful.
Right.
Instead of having to like
6'6" guy, because there's a lot of like 6 foot guys, 6'1" guys who can shoot. But if you're 6'6" and you can shoot, you might be able to not be a total liability on defense.
yeah. Whoever's monitoring the audio for the NBA stream, League Pass stream is doing a horrible job. My game audio is like really soft, so I have to, is like soft, so I have to turn it up. But then the things they play in the middle, like the highlights from other games, are like deafeningly loud.
Yeah, I've got the game on mute, so I can just watch it and chat with you on here. But oh yeah, the big man, he's destroying.
Yeah, you had Sevens.
This is they got to get a big in, and the summer league roster only really has one big on there. I mean, it probably need to bring another big in.
That's a deep 3, and that's an air ball.
Ooh, jeez. Okay, they're hitting air balls from that high position right there. They
Yeah.
should, yeah.
Calm down a bit, go back to the fundamentals, because the style we're playing right now is different from what we had starting the game.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of one-on-one dribble through the legs, pull up and shoot long threes, and that's not Steve Kerr's offense at all.
Yeah. Because at the beginning of the game, there was quite a lot of slashing, some cutting, and then pass, just keeping the ball moving. Whereas right now it's this play looks a bit better. Just bit of a throw there. Chucked out that shot. Yeah, Seven gets the position again. Wow.
Yeah.
Feel like if anyone right now can figure out how to stop Yurtseven or deny him the ball right now, it would be a massive asset to the Warriors during the season, because we saw last season, entire season long, we'd be extremely undersized, but there were moments where the team was doing a really good job at locking down the center when we had like Draymond and JTA just trying to guard the big men who were like full on
Yeah.
like
I mean,
7-8 inches taller, but by pure like hustle and like not letting the bigs play to their advantages.
yeah, and JTA has great high IQ. So
Extremely high IQ, yeah.
a lot of times when centers would try to bury him, he would just front the post and deny that pass and say you have to make a pinpoint lob pass, and
Exactly.
that's hard. That's the way that you go when you're severely undersized. But not a lot of guys have the intelligence and the physical strength to kind of jostle around big guys like Valentunas and these other big guys in the league who um, really destroyed the Warriors for most of last year. And we're seeing a little mini replay in the summer league game where there's a big who is playing like a big. A lot of times you get a 7-footer who just wants to jack up threes.
Porzingis.
Well, he can punish you in the paint and he can also stretch and shoot threes. So right now he sees a clear mouse in the house kind of weakness, and he's just going down to the deep post every time and punishing us.
It's that adaptability that we were looking for. There we go. He gets an alley-oop. Yeah, right now it's Yurtseven's game.
Yeah.
It's all him.
Yeah, I hope there's some adjustments in terms of having a defender sag, so they can at least double team him. Keep a guy behind him, but also front him in the post. He can't just catch the ball 3 feet away from the rim. We can't let him do that. Well, we're gonna lose the shooting percentage game because he's hitting. He's gonna shoot like 60 or 70% from down on that block with all dunks and tip ins and alley oops and things like that. So we can't allow that.
Chat's
I was
asking.
surprised to see
is
Gary
it?
Payton the second in this game because quite honestly, I wasn't sure if he was going to. I wasn't sure if he was going to last this long on the roster.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess they when they dumped Eric Pascal, they didn't need to free up another roster spot. But yeah, they're getting very close. They've got I mean, there's still some questionable things. I mean, Mulder, Damian Lee. I mean, they got Pascal off the books today, but Gary Payton, yeah, they've got some roster spots that are probably not going to go to those guys. That they're kind of a parking space for new players to come in. Potential free agents like Andre Iguodala or Avery Bradley. There's got to be more veteran help coming.
Yeah, I just got really used to seeing our roster and going through the names right now, and there could be up to 3 spots there to grab. Yeah, I mean, Gary Payton showed some really great towards the end of the season last year, some really great like defensive clips where he just go on a run during a game of like not like back-to-back defensive plays. But it's not very consistent and his offense not particularly great as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you play him, you're getting actually. I mean, I think he defends at a very high level. It's
Yeah.
just unfortunately on offense, he can't shoot and he can't handle. So you're playing a bit of 4-on-5, and the Warriors have enough players who are almost negatives on offense.
Yeah.
So when you come out there, I mean, we have some actual good players like Looney who, offensively, they're not really going to help you. I mean, yeah, they'll set screens and things, and also Draymond, who's a fantastic player, and a really good passer offensively, but he's not going to
Oh, another air ball from the Heat
in
this time.
terms of spacing. And his man will always help and be free to, double other guys. So you can't play him with Gary Payton. It's tough. It's tough for a guard. Guards in the NBA. I mean, you're talking about the top NBA in general, right? Top
Yep.
500 in the world, but they can all pretty much shoot, dribble, handle, pass, but Gary Payton can't. So that's why he's bounced around to 7 or 8 teams because he.
And it really is a shame because he has the hardest trait for guards his size, which is the defense, but he
Right.
hasn't got the rest yet.
Right. Right.
Oh, we've turned the ball over twice in a row now. Not a great start to the second quarter.
Yeah, they're just getting blown out of the building right now.
Aggressive Kuminga. Wow. Okay.
I think he traveled. Okay, but maybe not.
If they don't call it.
I mean, it looked like a travel and like he hooked the guy, offensive foul, but they didn't call it. So
Wow. He just chucks it up and it goes in. I've seen that play a lot. Jokic.
oh wow, Gary Payton straight all the way untouched. And Gary Payton should look good. I mean, this is his. What is he? 29 years old or 28?
Yeah.
I mean, this is. I think it's came out of college 5 or 6 years ago or something. So
Misses the free throw.
free throws. Jeez.
Good hands, Peyton. He read that pass. Is it Shackle or Shackle? How do you pronounce that?
Jordan Shackle.
Shackle, right.
I think it's Shackle.
Shackle.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I've heard it as Jordan Shackle before, or yeah, Jordan Shackle, not Shackle, Shackle.
So many ways to pronounce the name.
I know.
Just gets pinned there trapped there by 3 people.
Yeah. And I remember watching San Diego State games. He likes to get to that elbow jumper, and I
Right.
think Miami knows it, and they just immediately trapped him once he got to the elbow. They sent another guy, and he was stuck and lost his dribble. So.
Wow. A bit sloppy from both teams right now.
Yeah, this is classic
This
summer league.
feels like
style.
summer league. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Kuminga is dribbling the life out of the basketball. He's got to pass it to someone else. Oh, okay. Jacks up a three, misses.
Yeah, I just keep seeing the ball ping pong around.
We're gonna call a timeout and get some ball handlers
Yep.
in there. Okay, oh, yeah, there we go. They just brought in okay, Moody and McLaughlin are just checking in because this was a slop fest, turnovers, over and over and over again. Do you know when Nico Mannion's going to be back joining the team?
Well, the Olympics are still going. Let me open up the Olympic schedule. Because his team's out,
Right.
but I'm not sure how long the team takes to get back out of the Olympics because there's a whole exit procedure thing that the teams have to go through.
Something like that. They got to go to.
Yeah, it's like a mini quarantine from within the camp. I heard.
Okay, and then there's another one for coming into NBA camps or something, right?
Yeah, so I would say minimum could be like 10 days to 2 weeks. Not really sure where he is right now. I could probably find that on the Let's Go Warriors Discord. Speaking of which, I'm going to plug where because Rich would like it. If you want access to the Let's Go Warriors Discord, where there's like live day-to-day updates on every player and everything, all their socials, anything that's going on, you can message at Let's Go Warriors on Instagram about more details, or you could just go subscribe to letsgowarriors.com, which is our website. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of great content on there. A lot of player profiles, draft information, good chat and speculation, all the good stuff that every fan wants to enjoy. Wow, that guard blew right by Moses Moody. Okay. And one.
Yeah, with that, it's just the touch foul there. Ooh, Kuminga goes in, but just gets met at the rim there. I feel like maybe Kuminga could slow down a bit. Because he's going in quick, but he's also closing the distance to the hoop really quickly, which doesn't give you much margin to adapt if other players are challenging it. Like you see that with like Wiggins and Steph when they get close. Like Wiggins really likes that slow step. Okay, Kuminga. Wow. But yeah, I was talking about Wiggins. Whenever he does his Euro, you can basically guarantee it goes in because he just uses that time to just think about the shot and it always goes in.
Yeah, I think that's a tough skill to develop. I think when you're a great athlete because you can go at like 100 miles an hour and you can usually rise above people and just finish at the rim. But now in the NBA, all these guys are pretty good to great athletes. And bigs will just track you from behind. Like JaVale McGee is famous for this. He lets you go by, tracks you from behind, and just spots it at the rim.
Yep. And we loved that when he was on the Warriors. I miss him, man.
Yeah, I missed him last year, and I was hoping that James Wiseman would be able to do some of those things, but he's a totally different player, and you know, he's not there yet physically.
I think with the Kuminga attacking the rim is a lot of the times players they see the hoop, they see where the defense is, and they've already made up their mind what they're going to try to do
Yes.
instead of kind of reacting to the defense live because that's much, much harder. But him willing to take willing to go in, like being able to read that what he thinks he can get through is like already a good look. And I think just with a lot of coaching, it should be much better. I think I'm getting much better. Jessup is torching everything. I'm interested to see how Jessup play translates to, like, I presume he'll get a spot probably on the back of the Heat bench, but he will get a spot regardless. I wonder how like his play will transfer because right now he's kind of just bullying the summer league players.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how that works against an NBA game where it's like, okay, here's Embiid and the backup is Andre Drummond. That's going to be tough to
Yeah.
those guys around.
But I guess like last game, the Heat game, I saw the clips and he was being really aggressive from outside. So I guess this game he's decided to be very aggressive on the inside. He's showcasing the range. However, I just jinxed him and he turns the ball over to Kuminga who had quick hands. The rebound put back from Moses. We'll take it. Rising through two players as well. That was nice. Okay, defense looks much bit more keyed in right now. Just a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Moses Moody.
Yeah, we were on the draft night stream. We were like Gabe was really hyped to get him. He was really hyped because none of us actually expected him to fall that far.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I actually thought that when Memphis traded up to pick number 10 right before the draft, a day or two before, I thought that's who they were targeting. They ended up going for Zaire from
Yeah.
Stanford, but I really thought that they were going for Moses. I knew they were going for some type of shooting guard, so I small forward. I knew that's what it was logical, but I just picked the wrong one. But yeah, so I was really excited when Moody fell down.
Also, when the Spurs made their pick, that was
Josh Primo.
yeah, Josh Primo out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I like Josh Primo. I just don't like him at 12. I liked him at like 25. I
Yeah,
was shocked. But Popovich, he's earned the Popovich is the he's earned the right to make questionable decisions because of the dynasty and the rings and all the stuff that he's had. So I guess we'll wait and see. But I was very shocked.
gets the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Bill Belichick picking a guy in the NFL. It's like you just say, okay, well, maybe this guy knows something we don't know. But Josh Primo was like the third best player on Alabama, and he went 12th overall. That was crazy to me. So
It must have been one hell of a team workout that he went to.
yeah, I mean, that's when you always, as I've been a draft guy for like 20 years, and it's interesting. You always hear these stories about Who was the guy in the Lakers? That was the most famous story. Lee Julian. Um, and he basically he came out of the Chinese basketball league, and he had an empty gym workout where it was like him and and a chair. They just put a chair in front of the 3-point line, and he just made like 80 out of like 100 threes or 85 out of 100 or something like that. And yeah, he went way higher than anybody thought he would, and of course he flamed out of the league. uh it's it's so crazy. I mean, I think who's the center down in Orlando who went to Texas? Jeez, Mo Bamba. Mo
Mo
Bamba
Bamba,
had
yeah.
yeah. So if you remember, Mo Bamba had a workout coming out of University of Texas where he hit like 90 out of 100 3-pointers. And he tested as this great athlete. I think he had also had like a 7'8" wingspan and he was like also 6'11" or 7 feet tall. It was like, okay, well, this guy's gonna be, he's a great athlete. He's quick, he's strong, he's fast. And now look at him now. He can't even play. He can't play at all. I mean,
Well, he's got a killer song.
yeah, he does have a nice song. But yeah, and that's the thing about the NBA draft. Like it's you can get tricked by the measurables, and
Yeah.
they fool even some of the greatest NBA scouts and NBA GMs out there. All this potential, and sometimes guys just can't actually play basketball. They're just tall and long and athletic, and they can hit shots in an open gym where there's no one guarding them.
Yeah.
You see,
Empty
yeah,
workouts.
yeah. But yeah, and I would probably be tricked too if I went to a workout and Mo Bamba looked like a bigger version of Kevin Durant. Then I would be like, holy smokes! And then you get him on a court in an actual game, and you're like, oh wow, this guy's really terrible.
Yep. And especially if you pick them that high, you will be thinking, okay, maybe he just needs time to adjust.
Yeah,
Benefit of the doubt.
yeah, yeah. It's tough. I mean, you're always hoping these guys blossom. But as I said when we had the draft, one of the draft shows leading up to the draft, with Rich and some of the other folks, we were talking about how hard it is to get these guys to go from potential to production. Like
Yep.
there's, you just never really know how a kid reacts when he gets $10 million. These kids are 19, so some of them they are just happy to make the NBA. Some of them are like going to be so dedicated. They're going to change body. They're going to work on skills relentlessly. Some guys are just going to party and chill and just never really get much better.
Yeah, it's about that drive.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, and you never know with that drive because the players are so well coached up by their agents.
Yep.
CAA or Clutch or any of these other agency groups. They're
They
immediately
know what to say and when to say it.
yeah, they tell you to immediately talk about your work ethic and how you're gonna outwork all your competition and all this stuff. So they know exactly what to say. But so you're just you're playing a really big guessing game. Um, so I'm hoping that Kuminga has a great work ethic. I'm hoping that Moody, because that's how the Warriors have earned their success over the years. Because
Yep.
Steph Curry, it looks like Jordan Poole also has a great work ethic. So yeah, I'm hoping they get more of these guys who are really dedicated to their craft and getting better. Because yeah, otherwise you're pretty much just screwed. You're stuck with NBA guaranteed contracts and guys who just don't get better at the rate that you think they should. And we've seen Orlando as it's like think about some of these bottom feeder teams. Orlando, um, the New York Knicks. I mean, they had some good free agent signings last year and got better, but so many poor drafts. So many poor drafts back to back to back to back. Detroit Pistons were the same way. I mean, they drafted the one guy that I was like, don't ever draft. Uh,
Who's that?
Killian Hayes.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I was so scared. I was like, I hope the Warriors don't trade down from the Wiseman pick. I wanted them to pick Halliburton
Oh, yep.
if they were going to trade down, because that was the big talk last year's draft. But I was
That
like,
would have
oh,
been a great
the-
pick.
I heard Warriors like Killian Hayes, and I said, oh, please don't. He was brutal. But the good thing is they lucked out, and Cade Cunningham was going to be a primary ball handler
Yeah.
now. And that really saves what I think is probably going to be a pretty significant NBA bust. I mean, I don't want to call him a bust after his second year, but now he could just be a role player, so maybe he'll be fine in that since they got Cade
Yeah.
Cunningham kind of
Yeah.
for him.
Oh, wow. That foul. Ouch. Okay. Yeah, I just thought well, since it's like still morning here, I just saw I'm just seeing the Kemba Walker news.
Yeah.
Knicks look good.
Oh, their backcourt is deep. You're talking Kemba, Evan Fournier, backed up by what Alec Burks is a 2.
RJ Barrett as well.
Yeah, RJ. I think RJ's got to play the 3 this year, just because the backup 1 should be Isaiah Quickly.
Yep.
And then they just re-signed Alec Burks,
Yep.
so he's their backup 2. And then also we can't forget about D Rose, who.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're talking about, that's 5. That's why I'm saying RJ has to play the 3 because they have 5 legitimate NBA guards. So where are the minutes coming from? Unless one of those guys just signed to be inactive.
Doubt it.
So yeah, the Knicks have a competent roster. I mean, I don't think it's obviously it's not a contender roster, but it's definitely a playoff roster.
Yep.
And I wonder, yeah, especially if Obi Toppin takes a step forward.
He'll be like really good support for Mitchell Robinson as well.
Right. And they re-signed Nerlens Noel also, so. Moses Moody has an old school below the rim YMCA game. Like he
that's for all the people out there who can't get to the rim because they don't have the height.
He drives and he's looking for contact, and he's he's looking for contact to balance him out and get a little shot off by the rim. I mean, that can work. It's sometimes those super slow athletes. Remember D'Angelo Russell was kind of like that, below the rim and super long. I think they pretty much have the same kind of body.
6'5". they get fouled in slow motion.
Exactly, because that's the thing is like, and Luka is like probably the best at it.
Yeah.
Just being slow, but I think people they see these players and they think like, okay, well you got to have Allen Iverson level speed. That's not necessarily the case.
Many of the times, Iverson was just too fast to get fouled.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So and it's like
it's kind of like Kyrie.
Yeah. Some of these guys have like a jetpack, and they've got like 5 speeds, whereas everybody else only has 4 speeds. But a guy like Luka only has 2 speeds. But the way he can switch between those speeds, it throws you off, and you're always.
Wow, talking about that, I got a Luka clip playing right now. I'm gonna go back and chat. Sorry, just been listening to Dulo talks because the man's got good stuff. What do I think about Clay coming back? Don't expect too much too soon, and when he is healthy, it will be fun. We talked to, you could probably go back and watch the stream VODs of our draft night stream where we talked to Clay's trainer. I think the video is titled 14th pick 2021 NBA draft, and he hops on towards the back end, I think back 30 minutes of the video, maybe the back hour. But Clay's trainer hops on and he gives us a lot of insight into how Clay's doing right now, his mentality towards, and then his towards the season, and what his predicted come timeline is. So that's nice to see.
Yeah, I think Clay's gonna be fine. I mean,
Yeah.
he's gonna be on a minutes restriction. I think he's just gonna miss the first 2 or 3 months of the year anyway. But then
Yeah.
he's gonna be back on a minutes restriction. So what that means is there's a gaping hole at the guard position. So at this time, it looks like they're gonna probably have to keep Damian Lee. And I know that that's tough news because he's probably like a 10th or 11th or 12th guy. But he's gonna have to play minutes. And then Moses Moody, unfortunately, is gonna have to play minutes as a rookie because we're gonna need shooting and
You know
As
what?
a
Development time, I'm not against it.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Because remember that the team down the stretch went like 15-5 in their last 20 games.
Yeah.
And that was with Bazemore. Basically, once they got rid of, unfortunately, once Wiseman went down and they got and Oubre,
Yeah.
the team got competitive.
Yeah.
So
I mean, to be fair, when Wiseman was in, it was just trying to develop him, trying to teach him the
Yeah,
ropes.
it was
And the
brutal.
second he left, or he got injured, we kind of just switched everything up.
Well, they went back to the traditional motion
Yeah.
offense.
I still don't really understand why we didn't have Wiseman in motion a bit more, though, because when he was running the floor and doing pick and rolls, he looked good.
Right. It took way too long to figure out that he's not ready to be in the post,
Yeah.
like Andrew Bogut making decisions. Like just let him do the JaVale McGee rim running and rim protecting stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like we were screaming it as fans, but it took Kerr 75% of the season to figure that out.
Yeah. I guess he wanted him to like, because I remember Draymond was coaching Wiseman a lot. So I guess they do want him to end up having the like Bogut mindset or being capable of having that Bogut mindset
Yeah.
when they already know that he can do the like JaVale McGee type of stuff.
Yeah, but that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible coaching to say,
Yeah.
okay, 19-year-old, we need you to be 35.
It should be we want you and we will work on that in the sessions. But when you're playing the game, let's just do what works for now.
Right. Yeah, expecting him to do the Bogut stuff and the Zaza Pachulia stuff was wrong. It was wrong, and that's the unfortunate piece because he actually got better once they simplified his role.
Yep.
And just hey, you set screens and you crash hard to the basket, you catch alley oops, you clean the glass, you block shots, you sit in the dunker spot.
Just go for the highlight plays.
Yeah, just sit in the dunker spot. You don't need to try to catch the ball at the top of the key and dribble and cross over and all that, like those little Giannis flashes that he showed. We don't need any of that. He's like, it's good that he has that in his bag, but he's more prone to just get a charging call.
Yeah.
To dribble into the paint as a 7-footer than anything else.
That type of stuff takes years to develop, whereas running, rolling, and just sitting and dunking the dunker spot, it's much easier for them to learn and get like proficient at as well.
Right.
Like there was a little bit of that for Oubre beginning of last season as well. Because I just remember like wondering why he isn't cutting, why does, especially since he started that season shooting so badly from the three. Because he was sitting at the three for a long time, I think just trying to get a shot back. But then he kind of just stopped doing that, started cutting in and cue the Oubre highlight dunks. And after that, his his 3 points just started dropping again. It's got to do with like confidence and like rhythm as well.
Yeah. So we're at halftime of the game. Miami
Yeah.
Heat up 51-43. Jonathan Kuminga played 14 minutes in the first half. He's 5 for 10 from the field, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 4 turnovers, no assists. Justinian Jessup is 0 for 2. He's got 2 points in the game and 3 rebounds, no assists, no blocks, no turnovers, and he does have 1 steal.
Yeah, Jessup's just having a bit of a quiet game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is that like that's what I'm like. Sometimes I just do worry because, like you said, he was 0-6 in first half of the last game, and then he came out in the second half and it was started hitting shots. So hopefully we see that coming to the second half right now.
Yeah, but Moses Moody's performance was very encouraging. He was
Yep.
3 for 6 with 10 points and 4 rebounds in 12 minutes of play in the first half. So
Yeah, and no turnovers to
yeah, very confident.
add to that.
2 for 3 from 3-point range. So
Yep.
showing off that wet jumper that he has and the range, crashing the boards. So very promising, and we're going to need him this year very early while Clay's out.
Throw him into the pit. Trial by
Yeah.
fire.
Well, he's got to play at least 12 minutes a game, I think. I
Yep.
mean, him and Damian Lee are going to have to take over the minutes that Bazemore was playing as the starting 2 guard last year.
Yeah. Bazemore to the Lakers. I am going to enjoy Twitter. That happens.
Yeah, I was surprised by the Bazemore move. I was surprised by Bazemore leaking out that news about turning down the Warriors more money, and because he wanted to play for a contender, which makes the assumption that the Warriors are not going to be a contender.
Yeah.
That was pretty offensive. And I thought him and Steph were like really close friends. So that was interesting that he did that.
Well, at least since he's on the Lakers, he was going to have a lot more fun fighting with Bradley Beal on Twitter.
Yeah. And yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Is he even going to play though? Because I'm thinking about some of the signings that the guys they brought in.
Well,
Kendrick Nunn probably going to play point guard. They got Malik Monk, another guard. Obviously LeBron is going to play the 3. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where Bazemore is on the depth.
I think Baze might play the 3 with LeBron at the 4, AD at the 5.
AD is never going to play the 5. That's the whole thing. Is like
Him
doesn't
refusing to
want
play the 5 is so baffling because he's not good at the 4 right now.
Yeah, but he doesn't view himself. I mean, that's been a point of contention. And they can only remember they brought in Andrew. Drummond? They brought in last year. They brought in Gasol. They brought in. And let's see, this year, didn't they sign a big this year? Oh, I know they brought in Trevor Ariza, another backup 3-4 kind of guy. I thought they signed a big too. Oh, they got rid of the former Clipper 6-man of the year guy.
Oh, Zubac.
No, well,
No.
no, the
Montrezl Harrell.
Montrezl Harrell, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's
they
a
had
loss.
last year they had like 6 centers on the roster. It was
Yeah.
disgusting. I was like, who is coaching this team? So they let Drummond walk. They booted Harrell out of town. So yeah, I doubt AD plays the 5. He just doesn't want to. I mean, and you can't.
Maybe LeBron plays the 5. Didn't he play the 5 for like a week last season, and it was just really weird.
I mean, he can. He's probably the most, not probably, he's the most talented player I've ever seen. But I don't think he wants to play the five either. He wants to be kind of the point guard.
What happens to Westbrook? I think Westbrook's gonna be traded.
Well, no. I think Westbrook is their starting. I think they're going to have a small backcourt. So I think it's going to be Westbrook and probably Kendrick Nunn. And then
I don't see him staying because I think LeBron's gonna get mad at him.
Oh, of course. Yeah, but LeBron usually waits a year before he starts throwing people out.
Well, that one season at the Cavs, like they traded like 8 people on the deadline, so and ended up with like a worse team. I don't know. I'm not too sold on the Lakers' chances of anything right now. Especially, I feel like Kent Baseball's gonna go and he's gonna fulfill that J.R. Smith role, and he's like, it's gonna be hero or zero. Especially after comments he made. Wow.
Well, yeah. And so the Lakers still have Kuzma, right?
No, Kuzma's gone.
I thought they still had, or did they get rid of Kuzma?
They got Kuzma was sent in the
Oh, was he part of that
Westbrook deal. Wait.
Okay. It looks like Bobby Marks
Yeah,
has a Kuzma story that just came out a few an hour and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it looks like Kuzma just got traded. Is it? Or is this? Oh, this is. So the trade that before. So now this looks like a five-way trade. So if you go to your Twitter feed, Bobby Marks, the basketball, guy, he's got a five-way trade on here. ESPN's NBA Office Insider, Bobby Marks.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay, Kuzma, KCP, Harold, Dinwiddie, Aaron Holiday, and the rights to Isaiah Todd go to the Washington Wizards. Lakers get Westbrook. So we knew about the trade, but we only knew about some of the trade. Now,
Yeah, no. Wow, okay. I mean, to be fair, the rest is not that significant.
Yeah, Chandler Hutchinson and Isaiah Jackson goes to the Indiana Pacers, which we knew on draft night.
Yep.
Okay, so Kuzma on the Washington Wizards. Oh God, I know. What is Bradley Beal? I wonder how he feels about all this.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of trades because having Kuzma, KCP, Dinwiddie, and Beal there, like, why would you have like 4 or 5 people playing the same spot?
Yeah,
And they're not bad players either. It's not like they can just throw 3 of these players to the bench.
so I wonder. So it means, the backcourt's going to definitely be Dinwiddie and Beal. At the 3, I guess they're going to have to probably. I don't know if Kuzma would start over the lottery pick that they had, the Israeli kid, Denny Avdia.
No, I don't think he will. I don't think Kuzma will.
At the 3, the bullet. I keep calling them the Bullets. I'm so old. The Wizards have the Wizards have. You remember they've also got David Bertans from Germany.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so that was their 3 combo last year. They had Bertans and they had Denny Avdia, and now they've got Kuzma, and they can't play him at the 4 because Roy Hachimura from Gonzaga, the Japanese guy, he's pretty good.
And he's doing he was doing really well at the Olympics.
Exactly. Yeah. And actually for the Wizards last year, he started really blossoming. So Roy Hachimura, there's no way. I don't want Kuzma starting over him. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Washington actually has some good players on the team now. I mean, like depth, so it will be interesting.
They have a good young core, but then Beal is just there.
Yeah. So that's going to be. I don't know if Beal's going to want out. He might just want out.
Okay, Nettie's asking for any news on Kevin Love. I heard that Dre is convinced him to go to the Warriors. I don't think anyone has talked about Kevin Love in the last 3 years.
Kevin Love. I mean,
There's a lot of rumors saying that he could go to the Lakers.
Yeah, the B elites. I think if Kevin Love, number one, you have to see if Dan Gilbert is going to buy him out.
Yeah, I like his contract. Wow, it's just
Dan Gilbert is like a really cheap bastard of an owner. So I don't know if he's gonna buy out. I don't know if he's gonna buy Kevin Love out. And also, you got to remember, Kevin Love and the owner had a back and forth beef. Remember, you saw a couple highlights where Kevin Love threw the ball at Colin Sexton. So this guy's paying a max contract, and he's seeing the effort that Kevin Love's putting forth multiple times. So I don't know if he'll do him a favor and buy him out.
no. I think just out of pettiness, he's just gonna have Kevin Love languish.
Exactly. And if he did buy him out, you got to remember that Kevin Love also is from like Portland. I think he would immediately go back on the Blazers just to be a hometown kid back in, his area.
Basically,
So
Dan Gilbert's made sure that Kevin Love's next contract is going to be a minimum contract. Like, yeesh.
Yeah, because Dan Gilbert was petty even with LeBron. So, of course, he'll be.
Oh, wow. That defense for a second there was looking really good. And he stepped out of line. Okay, that's good. That's good defense. Yeah, while we've been talking, Warriors have been playing really well. They've been looking really solid.
Right. Yeah. I love the aggression that John Kuminga has. So John Kuminga, we're up at least on my screen, we're up to 5 minutes and 15 seconds into the third quarter. Miami Heat up 60-55. Jonathan Kuminga has 18 points in 18 minutes, 2 steals, 5 turnovers, 3 rebounds. He's looking good. Moses Moody has 13 points, 4 boards, no turnovers, no blocks, no steals, no assists. But he's looking solid also.
Dalton's looking good. He's shooting well today.
Yeah, Dalton's looking good. But yeah, Dalton looks like a summer league guy. Because these smaller guards that come in and shoot. And he's an interesting guy. I don't really know what he does at an NBA level.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys, once you throw them on some defensive assignments, it's suddenly not so fun anymore.
Right.
What's up, guys?
Oh, Rich is here. Hello, Rich.
Yeah, finally.
Hey,
I'm in the media room now. And I'm watching it on the big screen. Oh, get ready. Good play coming up. Sorry to spoil it. Get ready. Let's see how ahead I am here.
I think you're quite far ahead.
Yeah. I'm getting UFC commercials on my stream right now. So it's not even like
well, I guess it's 4:50 on the clock. There's a clock there.
Yeah, I still got 20 seconds to go.
I'm
well,
still at 5:15. So you're well ahead of me.
sync up.
I can skip back 10 seconds. Yeah, I think I'm in.
Be ready
line
for
to
4:50.
now. I'm excited.
By the way, so I haven't been watching closely. Jessup, how's he playing?
Hasn't been hitting his shots, but he hasn't been doing much else. Wow.
Yeah.
Kuminga.
Let me get in the chat here.
Ooh, okay, good block by Kuminga. That was nice. Nice.
Yeah, and I'm also impressed by GP.
So far, I've been impressed with Moses Moody.
Yep.
Yep.
The shot looks pretty clean. He's actually driving to the. I've seen he drove to the basket with the left hand and the right hand. I was really happy to see that. He's up to what, 13 points. And yeah, Gary Payton looks good. I'm grading Gary Payton on a harder curve though, just because
Yeah. Yep.
start 20 years old or something, playing in the summer league. So
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And just like that, 3-point game. Is this that third quarter Kerr magic?
Weems
yeah,
magic.
the magical Andre Iguodala halftime speech and adjustments or whatever. I wonder if they're gonna. I wonder if Iguodala's gonna come back.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I was talking to Monty Poole. He's here today, and he said there's a good chance. And I said, is that from Iguodala's camp or whose camp? And he said, is that from Iguodala's camp or is that gut feel? And he goes, a little bit of both.
Okay. Okay.
Don't tell anybody, but you guys here on the chat, there's your little thing. Don't really say anything. I don't want to.
And that's
Scoop-
part
scoop,
of the
Monty.
benefit of being part of the Discord family is we get little nuggets here and there.
Yeah. And the
Insider
YouTube family,
info
I guess.
that's not solid enough to be news.
So that's not like
Yeah,
a Woj bomb, that's
and-
like a rich bomb.
Yeah, Monty Poole bomb. He's not here in the media room right now, so I can say that. I wouldn't have said that if you're here. And basically, this is stuff I would never tweet because this is perfect for what we do, right? It's right here, YouTube and Discord.
And it's logical.
I should actually tell Discord, didn't tell them. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's really logical that Iguodala would want to come back because there's a dearth of ball handling right now, and it looks like the Warriors. So I think he might be able to get not the full mid-level, but definitely part of the mid-level and above the minimum salary. Because if you look at the guys they were interested in, Patty Mills, and I think they were probably even looking at maybe Ish Smith, who went to Charlotte to back up LaMelo. Now there's no more point guards except Raul Neto, I think, on the market.
Hmm.
And Ricky, was it who's the guy from the Clippers?
Avery Bradley.
There was
that
a
right?
guard who he went off on the playoffs for the Clippers. I just
Reggie.
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie. I kept thinking Ricky Jackson. Yeah, Reggie Jackson. Yeah, and I think Kerr would go crazy if you had either Schrader or Reggie Jackson on the team. They're not
no.
Kerr guys, so I don't think they're even
Yeah.
under consideration.
Oh, good steal. McLaughlin steal and the layup. Nice. McLaughlin's playing well as well.
Yeah.
And we had the lead. 61 to
McLaughlin's a guy I've
60.
been looking at for a while.
Two-way.
I think he can really. I don't know if he's going to get a real chance, and but he definitely has an NBA skill set in terms of his handle, his ability to pass guys open, and he's a lethal standstill shooter. So I think he's a pro. I don't know if he's a long-term NBA type of guy, but he's definitely going to play somewhere and make a bunch of money either in Europe or in the NBA. McLaughlin's numbers look very pedestrian. He's only 2 for 4 shooting. He hit one of the 2 3-pointers that he took.
Yep.
Got 5 points. But the thing is, when you have the eye test with him, it looks like the team is calm when he's handling the ball, as opposed to the normal crazy, super sped up, kind of turnover fest when Kuminga's handling the ball, or Jessup, or Gary Payton.
Yep.
I'm starving right now, so I'm going to eat a little of this salad that I got. Sorry. Uh-oh. I'm not supposed to be eating here. Better hide it. I'm
Yeah, I
starving
heard
though.
that you can't eat in the stadium because of the COVID protocols.
Hmm.
In don't NBA stadiums have some kind of moratorium due to COVID?
No idea. But that sounds right.
I thought I heard like one of the like Locked On podcast NBA guys complaining about
Sorry,
that.
Tony, I'm almost on
That
Zoom
Yeah,
right
that they
here.
couldn't eat because of NBA rules about eating in stadiums or something.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just the whole minefield with that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think I see Kuminga checking in. I'm at 2 minutes.
40 seconds ahead of us now.
Kuminga or Mawugbe? No, that's Mawugbe. I always mix those two guys up.
I'm still not 100% on the numbers yet.
Yeah. So double O, Kuminga,
Yep.
10 Jessup, 40 McLaughlin, 6 Khalil Whitney. That's the number he wore at Kentucky. Moody. Oh wait, I don't know what number Moody is. He's just a white headband guy to me right now. Let's see what number he is. Jordan Shackle,
Yeah.
33.
I'll tell you that Whitney is super athletic in the layup lines.
Yeah. That's a guy who should have stayed at Kentucky for many years. He came out.
Only you would know that he's wearing the same number as Kentucky, number 6. Pretty
I'm sorry,
crazy.
I'm a draft dork. I love these things. Jordan Shackle better hit some shots because he's a guy who doesn't bring you anything else except sharp shooting. So he's 0 for 3 in this game. He better shoot some shots or he is, he doesn't really, he's not going to ever get assists.
I forgot to post our link on Instagram. Damn it. Might as well get a quick shot of you guys.
I've got my MFC 861.
Sorry, people.
A final stretch of the third. Let's see if we can close it up.
Taking a picture of you guys. Oh, you guys look all right. Don't worry.
Wow. Just getting killed on the inside right now. That's 2 pocket passes they made.
Yeah.
Not pocket passes, that's inside passes.
They've got no bigs. Milwaukee is getting buried under the basket.
Oh, there's another one.
Kuminga's getting kind of steamrolled back when he's in there, and they're playing Whitney, who's really a 6'6", kind of small forward kind of guy. They're playing him as a big, and he's been getting put under the basket every single time.
Yep. First it was against Jessup, and now it's just whoever 65 is Potter.
Yeah.
They're taking turns. Well, I just accidentally saw the play-by-play. And speaking of Jordan Shackle needing to make shots, here we go.
Hey, Duo, are you on Instagram?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
So 65 is it's Strauss, Max Strauss.
Yeah, Max Struss, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to find just to Google and see how big he is. Oh, you know what? They've got him listed at 6'5". No way, he looks like a giant. Or maybe our team is just that small. I said, oh, this guy's got to be 6'11".
Are you sure you're not looking at Potter?
Max Strauss, Strus, for the Miami Heat.
Yeah, that would be Struss. 6'5".
6'5". Yeah, I Maybe I'm looking at the wrong.
No, I think you're looking at Mika Potter.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe it's Potter.
Yeah, and he is 2 meters 10, which is in feet.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I was getting some dyslexia popping in there. 'cause
Six
I was-
about 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised on there's. I guess
He
I don't
still
know.
looks big for 6'8".
Exactly. Yeah. Even yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm like, well, I don't know, man. Is that
Maybe he's had a growth spurt.
it's like Giannis being like 6'8" or 6'9" as a rookie and
Yeah.
then growing to like 7 feet like 2 years later.
It's like what made Anthony Davis go from point guard to center. Well, power forward because he doesn't want to play center.
Oh yeah. Don't call him center, man. He does not want to be a center.
Is that DACA? DACA, the California Classic is just a like summer league showcase between like 4 teams, which are the Lakers, Heat, Warriors, and Kings. That's basically it. I think there are 3 different summer league events.
Why do the Warriors have 1,000 players on their summer league roster?
Yeah, I was looking at that, and there's
Approximately 1,000.
Oh,
So ridiculous.
yeah, I think that's so that I think that for like Juan and JP and Mulder to practice with them, they needed to be on the roster, I'm thinking. But that's just my guess.
I saw that Kyle Guy was brought onto the summer league team. And I was
Oh,
talking
really?
to
For Vegas?
Yeah, I was talking to Rebecca about Kyle Guy. and she-
Right
Yeah.
now, if you go to ESPN.com, they've got like the bench for this game, guys who have not entered: Kyle Guy, Eric
Yeah.
Pascal, Colby Ross, Jordan Poole, Eli Pemberton, Derek Alston Jr., Ryan Taylor, and some other guys who I don't even know. I can't even pronounce some of their names. I'm actually interested to see Kyle Guy play.
Yeah, we have this thing going on about Kyle Guy, how he he has that generic look to him. But then every single time he plays against last season, he played against us, he would play super well.
Oh my God! Yeah, didn't he hit a game-winning shot? Like
Yeah, every single
Yeah.
time he would torch us.
And
And then after that, he'd go back to being an average player. It's like really frustrating.
Yeah, I
It's
remember.
like the Evan Fournier of the Kings.
Hmm.
He was on the national championship team at Virginia, and I was like, no, he was good, of course, obviously, but I was like, there's no way he's gonna make the NBA. This guy's like 5'9".
Right.
He's tiny. He's a tiny human being, and here he is, somehow made the Sacramento Kings, and I guess now he's trying out for the Warriors. It's very interesting. He is actually really skilled. He's just so small that he can't defend or do anything. He can shoot, and I mean that's a great skill in itself, but he's so small.
6'1", not much.
He's listed at 6'1", which probably means he's like 5'10" and a half.
Oh god.
Yeah. NBA. So what I've learned over the years is
The short players over-report, the tall players under-report.
no, they all over-report.
But Katie's listed at 6'11".
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Katie grew because he came into the league so young. If you have like a Katie rookie card, I think it says 6'9".
Oh, by the way, I hope that is true of Kuminga as well, because he came into the league so young. Maybe he's got another inch or two.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Like everyone's so tall nowadays. Shackle, catch and shoot, and he hits it. And we're back to only being down by one. Good start to the fourth.
Shackle. Okay, that is the stroke right there.
It looked really clean.
That guy is a pro shooter. I mean, yeah, he's a professional shooter. I mean, that guy
Had that little stretch last night, made a couple in a row, sparked them.
So it looks like Jordan Shackle's 2 for 2 in his last 3-point attempts. 2 for 4 overall from 3. But he hit his last 2. Yeah, that guy's got a pure stroke. If he can do anything else, because a 6'6" shooter, that's hard to find. I mean, we're giving that's what we're hoping for really from Justinian Jessup, to be a 6'7" dead-eye shooter. It's going to be interesting to see if Shackle can push him a little bit.
So how do you pronounce that? Is it Dalton? Dowtin?
Yes, Dalton.
Down.
Rich, have you got any insight as to the Eric Pascal trade as to why, aside from it just maybe being a luxury tax dump?
Oh, I actually think it's more of a roster space thing. It could be related to Iguodala if they go that route.
I think it's a
but
classy
yeah.
move by the Warriors.
It's a what?
Because I think it's a super classy move by the Warriors because
Exactly.
they put him with his childhood best friend.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They did, yeah. So I mean, Eric Pascal he has minimal value around the league, but he could have gone to 10 other teams because
exactly.
He's got a low salary that's guaranteed and locked in, and a lot of teams who are paying max contracts to guys need bottom shelf,
exactly,
cost-controlled players. But they sent it to Utah, one, which is a playoff team, two, his best friend in the world plays for them. That's like a hell of a classy move by Bob Myers to me.
And people in the NBA will see that. I mean, the NBA players will see that.
Yeah.
So that helps us. That's why I said this today. Dulo knows this on Twitter. I was like, all you guys that always try to throw the Warriors front office.
Oh, Shackle again.
Try to throw Bob Myers under the bus like that. I mean, come on, show the guy some respect. Like maybe, but that's Twitter for you, right? So.
Oh yeah. Twitter's full
whatever.
12-year-old.
In fact, I've seen on Twitter this last week. Warriors Twitter has been imploding on itself this last week.
Yeah. How so?
Like they've been basically going back against the people who are like being overcritical last season. Like they like started fighting amongst themselves. Like
so convoluted.
They started to call it our way, which it's nice to see. Because some people were just really cynical about the draft, and well, I don't think anyone can look at what we did in the draft and say that's a bad idea. I think we did really well in the draft, and so a lot of little.
Oh, yeah, I think that's mostly the podcast guys.
Yep.
Trying to drum up. I say I'm later on the feed, so I'm just seeing Jordan Shackle shoot guys right in the face. I'm loving it. They tried to close out on him on that corner three, and he just dead eyes it right in their face.
Oh, he just chucked an air ball.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Well,
I think what I saw was a tweet that said, if you just keep saying if you just keep saying everything, you'll eventually have tweets that hit. And that's basically how you summarize those guys.
Yeah.
It's what I call
interesting. I think 80% of Warriors Twitter just became Warriors fans during the dynasty. So they're spoiled ass brats. Like they never had to see just really terrible, shitty teams.
And they never sat around to analyze why other teams are bad.
Yeah.
You don't have You don't necessarily have to see your team become bad, but you can understand why you're better by looking at why other teams aren't.
Yeah. And I think they don't understand how the NBA is constructed for teams that, like, I mean, most of these pro sports, they have things like salary caps and punitive extra charges associated with the salary caps to keep every team mediocre. So you're not
Yeah.
going to maintain some high level dynasty.
It's not like soccer, man,
That's
where you
true.
have like 400 mil for one person's salary.
Exactly. And that's why you see player like LeBron James will go like a locust and migrate from one franchise to another because he can basically force them to trade all their assets. Like when then they draft Andrew Wiggins and trade him for Kevin Love and
Yep.
everything
Yeah.
and win the championship, and then he can leave and go somewhere else because
Yeah.
long term those teams have to pay a luxury tax to have some kind of long lasting dynasty.
Yeah, because you'll end up with a $215 million salary.
Exactly. Well, you end up paying Kelly Oubre 14 million, but then having to pay $80 million in luxury tax to watch Oubre jack up air balls. That is not great for Lacob to pay 94 million for Oubre.
Yeah.
Last year, so it disincentivizes these kind of dynasties. So we got to hit on these lottery picks to get cost controlled cheap players, or relatively cheap, right? We got to hit
Yeah.
on them. So Wiseman better be something.
Yeah. And then also that leads into like, oh, they might, the worst part was, why did they bench Moody and Kuminga yesterday? Are they getting traded? I mean, why would you trade those guys? Like Moody is like a wing on a super discount, right?
I
Basically.
actually was thinking, I was scared. I did think they might be traded because I'd never seen the explanation. I think was something about like, oh, it's a back-to-back game or something. And I said, oh, wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
Games.
Yeah, I think the science.
That's what I immediately thought. I said, why they're resting 19-year-olds?
Yeah.
No, I think maybe they just went in training and they just want an extra day to like maybe read up. I think it might just be like the reading up on the playbook. Could just be that.
No, Chris Weems covered it last night. He said it was because they'd just gone through, workout after workout and practice where they went 110%. So they considered that to be a lot of load on them. Yeah, similar game. So that's understandable. And I think their training staffs are just getting more sophisticated like that days, where they're watching every little thing that can impact the body. Whereas maybe years ago you go, oh, they didn't play a game, but actually they worked out for like 3-4 hours. So nowadays trainers are taking that into consideration.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm here 4 minutes 50 seconds left, and I get the feeling it's not coming back. Moody's in.
I'm just watching my guy Jordan McLaughlin the last couple of minutes. He's still in on at least.
You were probably the only Warriors fan out there that actually knew who Ja'Cory McLaughlin was.
Yeah,
Is it
and I'm
Ja'Cory or Yaquari?
Players. I love guys who can shoot, pass, and basically do everything at a high level. The only problem with him was he started out at Oregon State and he transferred to a smaller school. And so now you look at his numbers and you're like, okay, well, he's just lighting up bum ass teams. He stayed for 4 years. How you like the NBA hates, like they punish guys and say they don't have upside if they stay 3 or 4 years in college.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Steph get punished for staying. Dame Lillard. A lot of guys stay for 3 years or 4 years and they fall down on draft boards. But I think McLaughlin can actually play. I can't wait to see him and Nico go back and forth and fight for this backup point guard position. The 2A G League backup point guard position.
Oh, good defensive foul.
Yeah, tonight was a lot more empty in the arena than last night.
Wasn't it because there was like a concert yesterday?
There, that could be it. Thank you. Yeah, because they had Shaggy last night, and you don't get that in tonight's ticket, so maybe that's why yesterday kind of felt like a sellout in that arena.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a bunch of. I mean, you're in Sacramento, and then they had Davion Mitchell's first game, so I'm sure a bunch of Kings diehards came up for that, plus a concert.
Yeah, it was pretty. You get pretty good value. Oh, Kuminga's back in later on. Oh wow, Gary Payton. Sorry, but yeah, he's playing well. I mean, yeah. Well, still a close game.
Just did a run here. We're keeping it close, but when we get in the lead, we can't keep it. Oh, Gary Payton. Oh, good block. All right, that's a good recovery to a
Yeah.
mistake.
Yeah, bad turnover, but man, he's got hops. But it's good to see Kuminga back in and crunch here. Like, hey, go win us the game. I hope. So I think okay, I'm gonna log off right now. And then you guys can go as long as you want. I'm going to try and go film these guys walking into the tunnel on the way
Yep.
out.
Yeah.
325 for me. And then when I come back, if you're on, you're on. If not, no worries. But thanks, guys. Just in case. And good job. See you
Awesome.
soon.
Thanks, Rich.
Great, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch the last couple minutes.
Yeah. I was thinking we finish it. Summary thoughts, ideas about the next game. That should basically it. Also, just now I expected I keep forgetting his name. Something Sevens. Verse Sevens? Yurt Sevens. To go out for the shot there. But you kicked it out. Technical. Okay. I mean, right call. But why?
Ooh, so I'm behind you, so I just saw the foul. The foul on, I can't even pronounce this guy, Salim Mwagbe, Mwagbe,
Muwagbe. Mwagbe.
Mwagbe, yeah.
Yeah.
That looked like that would be like definitely like a flagrant 2 in the NBA in an NBA
Yeah.
game.
It's just
You can't,
unnecessary.
Yeah, because you're not even trying. You're just clotheslining the guy
Yeah.
in the air. You're not playing him on the ball. You're chopping his arms to make the guy fall. Yeah. And really, the outcome doesn't matter. I actually want to see Kuminga's effort.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of times in the G League where he just kind of coasted. I guess that's tough. It's unfair because it's like an 18 or 19-year-old who knows that he's a couple months away from being a millionaire.
Ah, his hands. Ah, that would have been a good. Not sure if you've seen it yet, but the drop off to Kuminga there.
No, I just saw Justinian Jessup miss a shot. You know.
Oh wow, you're really far behind.
I am. I am. I'm at 309 left on my.
I think you're like gradually getting further and further behind.
You know, Justinian Jessup looks like Tyler Hansborough. If you remember him, he played at North Carolina and then he played for the Indiana Pacers for like 10 years.
Oh my god, he does.
Looks exactly like him. Like I was looking at him and I said, "Holy shit!" This
Wait a minute.
of Tyler Hansborough. Like they gotta be related. They gotta be related. They look their face. I said, "This is Psycho T, Psycho Tyler."
It's the way the heads are like slightly offset to the body as well.
Yeah, like even when you just see him running up and down the court, the same like body language, the face looks the same. I'm telling you, this guy's a dead ringer for him.
Wow. I did not think of that.
Yeah, and now I'm sure he's gonna think about it all the time whenever he's.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I can't. It's like obviously you can't unsee.
Yeah. I was watching NBL highlights on ESPN, and yeah, I was looking and I said, man, the Warriors pick. You know, I always wanted to see how he was doing over there, and and I said he looks just like Tyler Hansborough.
It's like this one time. One of my friends told me that Kevin Durant kind of looks like one of the guys in Outcasts on the studio, like on the cover of Stankonia.
Yeah.
It's just you guys like every single time I see it, I just.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, once you see the similarity, you're just like it's hard to unthink it once you've seen it. Once time the image gets burned into your eyes.
Well, I'm at 242 with the Heat up 5, 83 to 78.
Yeah, I'm still
This jumper, they miss it. They get the offensive rebound. And they settle down again. 8 seconds on the clock. Jessup takes the 3 and he hits it. Wow. He's got 23 points on good efficiency as well.
He's too big. He's too skilled. He's too good for summer league.
It's the Euro League basketball there. He played for Fibonacci.
Jessup, yeah, I mean, did he play in the Turkish league before he went to Georgia?
Yeah, I think he was Turkish League MVP or something.
Yeah. So, and I know he went to Georgetown for a year or two, and I'm in the DC area. So
yeah.
It's like right up the street from me. So I remember he was there, and I think Patrick Ewing got the coaching job, and I think he left early and went to the NBA. He's too good. I mean, he's a legitimate NBA big man. Maybe not a starter, but he's an NBA big man. And there's only like really 40 or 50 of those guys in the whole world.
He started playing pro ball when he was 15. He won the Turkish Super League championship when he was 16.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's obviously going to just destroy Khalil Whitney and McGuire, the guys that we're throwing out there who are not even, probably not even really quality G League players. I've got 1 minute and 54 seconds left.
You're like 15 seconds behind me, but I'm at stoppage, so it's even more. Yeah, I mean, like it's the summer league game with like half the players you'll never ever see again after.
Oh yeah,
the next few weeks. So
yeah, a lot of these guys their agents are getting their passports ready to go play in Israel or something. They're gonna be in Serbia in some league in a little bit.
Go play in Africa with J. Cole.
Exactly.
I watched his first game. It was crazy.
Was he any good?
He wasn't bad. Like he did well with the other players, but then the talent in that league is also not that high. So I wouldn't really know how to compare it as a yardstick.
Hmm. I don't think the Warriors are gonna let Justinian Jessup get that 15th roster spot.
I don't think he's ready for it yet.
No, yeah, I think he's going back to the NBL for another year.
I think that would be smart.
Yeah, it would, because his draft rights would still be with the Warriors.
Yeah.
And he would get another year to develop. And yeah,
I'd rather see him go back to the NBL than play a year in the G League.
right.
Just because if he can get anywhere close to how Melo was entering this last season, in terms of like just maturity, that would be great.
I don't know why they took Shackle out of the game. He was the one who was hitting the threes.
Yeah.
That makes, I mean, maybe they, I guess they have to even out the minutes, but
I
16 is the second
I think
most.
they just wanted to try different combinations, maybe, or just try
Yeah,
to give other players playing time because I think they already know what they want to do with Shackle.
yeah, maybe.
Like that's my only explanation for him having this little minutes, even though he's playing great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they gave Gary Payton 25 minutes in the summer league game, and dude is in his sixth or seventh year in the NBA. So, what is that about? You already know what you're getting.
Maybe like some on-court vet info guidance.
Well, yeah, maybe, but actually, what I think is
Maybe.
I think they're about to cut him, and they're just letting him put good tape out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's my
Yeah.
guess is they're doing him a solid and just saying, all right,
Yeah.
well, we have to cut you because you're one of the. I think in the off season you can have 20 guys signed, but for the
Yeah.
regular season you can only have 15.
Yeah. He was just bumped in last season because of our injuries.
Yeah, but they signed him to a 2-year contract, so he has a
Yeah.
tentative contract, same as Mulder and I think Damian Lee, which are non-guaranteed. But
Yeah.
we got to get rid of those guys because we're supposed to be fighting for a championship.
Yeah.
And I think we're already up to 13. Well, we're above the roster level for the regular season, I think, because I guess Pascal frees up a spot, Smiley each fills up a spot, but we also brought in two rookies, two lottery
Yeah.
picks to take up spots. Um, the Bazemore spot is open. They brought in, but that's going to get filled by Otto Porter. Um, oh man, yeah, I'm
Oh,
trying to think of the
Jessup's
whole.
hands bleeding a little bit. I don't know what happened. Didn't catch it.
Moses Moody has good instincts when it comes to crashing the boards and getting like loose ball and like junk offensive rebounds.
Yeah, that's really nice to see
He's
because
a
our
good slasher.
rebounding at times was questionable. Still only down 5. They're giving it to
Yeah,
Jessup, go inside against Kuminga, and wow, nothing Kuminga can do there.
yeah, he's just too small.
Oh, what a pass! What a pass! Well, I'm waiting that 15 seconds before you see it. Yeah. Game's pretty much over. Yurtseven just proves too much. He did the exact thing which you said about big man getting behind the players and then blocking from behind.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that part yet, but I'm about to close my stream because it feels like
I mean,
I'm watching now.
yeah,
It's pretty much over. I think yeah, it's big. I think that's a good thing to do because you try to go up and contest a guy, you're gonna get a foul. If you let him
yeah,
go blow by you and use that wingspan, you can get a clean block and keep your body away from his. So you're
yeah,
not fouling the guy. It's a wonderful thing. I mean, JaVale McGee made a whole NBA career out of it.
yep. Like when people gave up on his offense, he still had that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
Well, yeah, it's just foul game again. So I think we can wrap up the game here
okay.
with closing thoughts.
Yeah, he won 94-87, but
Yep.
scores not important. Performances are. I really liked what I saw from Moses.
Yeah, Abdullah, your audio is just cut out for a bit. So I'm just gonna wait till that pops back up. Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
back now. So it basically cut you out as you were saying you like Moses.
Oh yeah, I liked Moses Moody's performance. He looked like he was 7 for 18, only one turnover. I
Yep.
liked his. He's got a good feel for the game, so actually I think he's going to be way more advanced than Jonathan Kuminga. He cuts to the basket and he gets some like loose offensive rebounds. Looks like Kuminga dropped 18 in this game. Also had 6 turnovers. Could have had probably some more. But I love his aggression. And last year we had guys who didn't really want to shoot. So I think he's going to get in on the second or third team and kind of try to put in shots. So we got to hope that he'll do well. I like some of the other bench pieces. Jeff Dalton had a second quality game.
Yep.
So, shout out to him for putting up good numbers. I mean, he took 9 shots, made 6. Shackle played only 16 minutes, but he shot 3 for 5 from 3-point range. And his stat sheet is always going to be zeros across the board because he just is a shooter. Like,
Yeah.
no assists, no rebounds, no steals, no blocks. Like, it's always going to be, he's just a shooter, but he showed that. And that's a rare skill to have at legitimate 6'6". So it's kind of back-to-back good games for him. My guy McLaughlin didn't do as well as he did before, and also Justinian Jessup also had some struggles
Yeah.
in this game. But yeah, all in all, very encouraging for Warriors fans because we got to see our 2 lottery picks in action. Kuminga looks like a big-time athlete, and he looks very aggressive. Moody looks skilled. It looks like the jumper already looks like a 5-year pro. And that's pretty much all you can ask for. And the biggest and best thing that comes from the game is nobody's injured.
Yep.
That's the thing is you never want in some leagues guys get nicked up and it will bother them the whole season, like a hamstring or something like that. So luckily nobody's hurt, and they don't have another game I think for like a week or so.
Yeah, the next game is on the Tuesday, the 8th of August at same time as this game, so 5 Pacific time.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's against the Magic, who have a lot of new picks.
Yeah, who have way too many guards on their roster, so it's going to be interesting to see Jalen Suggs and all those guys.
Yeah.
So, excellent.
Yeah, so no problem. You got to thank Rich for that. So to people in chat, don't forget to drop a like because it really helps YouTube and algorithm stuff. got any advice, drop a comment, all the boring stuff. And not sure about whether or not we're going to stream the next one. So just keep updated on all the socials. That would be Twitter, Instagram, or just having your notification bell set on for the YouTube channel. And we'll see you next time from me and